In this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate an important concept in Java, and we'll talk about the Java access modifiers. We have been working with almost in every lesson, and we've been using keywords such as private, public, protected, and we've been working with the default packages as well. So in this lesson, my main goal is for you to understand what these really are and what they really do and why do we in fact use them. So a Java access modifier simply specifies which classes can access a given class and its fields, constructors, and methods. Access modifiers, you can use them and they can be used or specified separately for a class, constructors, fields, and methods. So, for example, these modifiers are sometimes referred to in daily speech as Java access specifiers as well. So if you hear the name access modifiers or access specifiers, they're both the same. But the correct name, remember, is the Java access modifiers. So classes, fields, constructors, and methods can have one of the four different types of access modifiers. And again, that is private, default package, protected, and public. And we'll take a look at each one of those and I'll demonstrate how they work and the real purpose of using these access modifiers. So for instance, the four access levels are visible to the package, which means it's the default package. In this instance, no modifiers are needed. If it's visible to the class only, then you have to use the private modifier. If it's visible to the world or the public at large, then we use the public keyword or modifier. And if it's only visible to the package and all subclasses, then we use the protected modifier. So let's jump right in. Next, let me in fact demonstrate using the Java Eclipse editor. So once we're in the Eclipse editor, I'm going to go ahead and in fact on the package explorer area, I'm going to create two different packages. In other words, two new packages, and we'll create various Java classes in each of those packages. It's easier to demonstrate that way so that your concepts become clear. So simply, I'm going to go ahead and select the Java introduction folder. And I can use the shortcut tools from this menu here, which says new Java package. And of course, I can do the same by clicking on my right mouse button and then selecting new and then package. So it's one of the same things. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and simply use the menu option, new Java package. The new Java package dialog box appears. I'm going to call this package 1 and click finish. And notice the package 1 is created. Obviously, it does not contain anything at this point. Similarly, let me go ahead and select the Java introduction folder one more time and create another package. And I'm going to call this package 2. Click finish to create this package. So I have two packages, package 1 and package 2, and both these packages are obviously at this point are empty. Next, let me go ahead and create a new class within package 1. So make sure the package 1 is selected. I'm going to use the shortcut again by clicking on the new Java class. And notice by default, it automatically uses the package 1 name because that's the package I had selected earlier. So the name of this class would be, let's say, program A. So we create different programs, right? So in package 1, I'm going to have program A. Or before I even create the program A, let's go ahead and create a class template. And next, we'll create the program A. So first, let me go ahead and just create and call this our template. And this will be our public class. So once you've named your public class, click finish. And it creates package as package 1 because Java is telling us that this class template belongs to package 1. And the name of the public class is class template. Great. Let me in fact add some code. So I'm going to use integer day equals 1. Just working with simple programs so we get the clarification that is required as to using the public protected, and private for classes and methods. So my integer variable day equals 1, and then I'm going to use the public keyword integer week equals 7. Next, I'm going to use the protected keyword int for month, for example, and equals 31. And then finally the private int, and this is going to be year equals 365, and then my semicolon. Great. So all I've done so far is just specified all these keywords, and I've used day, week, month, and year. And next, I'm going to go ahead and use public int and do the print week, open the curly braces, and then return week plus day, and I'm going to add month, and of course our year as well. Just simple addition. And of course correct the spelling of return. Perfect. So we've created the class template.java right here, which is inside package 1 and is called class template. It has various access modifiers that I've specified, like public, protected, and then private. And the purpose here is to show you that as we create more programs within this package or within package 2, for example, you'll notice how these keywords behave differently in each of these programs as we move forward. So once we have the class template.java, I'm going to go ahead and create a new class within the same package 1. So select package 1, simply click on the new Java class. This brings up the dialog box. My package is still the same as package 1. I'm going to call this program A. This is a new Java program, right? And click finish. And notice by default, since I'm in the same package, package 1, public class name has changed. Now it's called program A. And within this program, I'm going to use public, static, void, main, and of course our string with a set of brackets and the command line argument, close the parentheses, and then of course open our curly braces. And within this program A, I'm simply going to use the class template new object or obj equals new class template. Perfect. And let's do a printout so we can actually see the output also. So system.out.println, and I'm printing the new object here dot print week, and notice the IntelliSense picks things up and automatically displays print week set of parentheses from the class template. So I'm just going to use that, use a semicolon. Perfect. Let's fix the syntax quick so Java knows that we will be using the println. Great. So we have program A within the same package 1. We have class template also belongs to the same package. Next, let me switch to package 2. In fact, package 2 will contain exactly the same code. So in order to demonstrate the public, private, and protected modifiers. So once package 2 is selected, let's click on new class. I'm going to call this program B and then click finish. This time, notice the first line says package and then package 2. Let's go ahead and type public, static, void, main, and of course use string with a set of brackets, command line argument, and open our curly braces. And here I'm going to refer to class template new object or obj would equal new class template. Perfect. With a set of parentheses and of course the semicolon. And let's do a quick system.out.println. Let's use the new obj.print week. And notice the IntelliSense picks this up again and it shows me that it's print week and it's coming from package 1.class template. So I'm just going to use that, or in fact let me undo this, so we'll use that later. Okay, so let me go ahead and just type week here for now, and of course set of parentheses. Perfect. So notice this code is exactly the same as program A, right? So this part is exactly the same. The only difference is obviously the public class names are different because this is program A and it belongs to package 1 right here. And if I switch to program B, for example, this belongs to package 2. However, the public static void and the printout is exactly the same. Perfect. So far so good. So let me go ahead and in fact switch to program A. And notice within our package explorer, I'm going to see package 1. I'll have the class template.java. I'll have program A. And then package 2 contains program B. Great. So let's click on program A and execute this program. So let's go ahead and click on the run program A. Of course, the save and launch dialog box appears. Since I did not save any of these programs, the editor is smart enough to tell me select the resources to save. So I'm going to, of course, save all of them and click OK. And once they're saved, let me go ahead and click on run program A. And of course, at this point, nothing happens. If I were to click on program B and try to run it, nothing's going to happen. So let me go ahead and switch to program A. So let's go ahead and run program A. So let's click on the run here. And notice on the bottom, let me bring the tab up. So let's click on window. Let's click on show view. And then choose console. And it happens sometimes because you end up closing the console tab. So to bring this up, simply choose window, show view, and then click on console. And notice the console tab will appear. So let's run it one more time. Switch to class template. Let's switch to program A and then run program A. And notice it just adds the numbers up, right? So 404, which essentially is the addition of 731 and 365, right? So it just simply adds all these numbers up. So program A returns the output as 404. Now you're probably wondering, why did it add from the class template everything? In other words, if my year is set to be private, I should not be getting the output of 404. In other words, Java should only add 1, 7, and 31. And the answer to this question is as follows. If I switch to my program A, for example, notice the print week method in program A is defined within our print statement, which is fine. Let's switch to class template. And here the print week method is in fact set to public. Okay, so public is going to override, and that's why Java outputs 404, because Java knows that, hey, wait a minute, print week is public, so I'm going to add up everything. Okay, and this is how most developers would set their methods to public, such as print week to public, and then have access to private variables, because they don't want everyone to access private variables. So it is just another way around using the private variables within this scenario. So far so good. Okay, let's switch to program A. And let me go ahead and try to give a new value to the variable, right? So for example, I'm going to use and say something like new obj dot, and perfect. The IntelliSense comes up and Java Eclipse Editor shows me the day that I can use. I can use the month, for example, or I can use the week. So it's day, month, and week. And notice I don't see the year option here. And this is because the year is set to as private, right? So let's verify. Let's go to class template. And notice the year is set to private. So therefore, when I try to use it within the same package, now keep this in mind that program A and class template are in the same package called package 1, right? So both of these are part of package 1. So if I go to program A and I try to use, again, I will only see the day, month, and week. I'm not going to see the year. Okay, so I hope this is clear now as to the concept of using the private, public, and protected. Well, we just saw the private part at this point. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Just wanted to show you. Let me go to program B. Now this program is part of package 2. And here, if I were to add, let's say, new obj dot, and notice I will only be able to see week and nothing else. No day, no year, only week. Now why is that? Well, you got the answer. Because week, for example, within the class template here is set to public. So the only public modifier is seen regardless of the program, whether I'm in package 1, whether I'm in package 2, or any other package for that matter, I will be able to see the public modifiers. That's why when I switch to program B, for example, and try to use new object, I only see the week from the class template. So here I'm unable to see the private and I'm unable to see the protected modifiers. Perfect. So I hope this clarifies the concept of using the public, protected, and private Java access modifiers. One last thing I want to show you. So let me get rid of this. If I were to switch to the class template, now this is a public class called class template. What if I were to remove the public and just create a class called class template? As soon as I do this, now within the same package, it's fine. But if I were to switch to program B in package 2, notice I will get an error because Java cannot find package1.class template and it says it's not visible. So that's another good example of using the public class, because if once it's public, it's visible to all. So I hope the concepts are now clear. Now, before I end this, very importantly, I want to quickly show you what I put together is this exact very concept in a grid format. So let me switch to my Word here. And here, notice, is the public, protected, no modifier, or default, and private. And of course, the class, package, subclass, and world are also listed. The Y means accessible, and the N is not accessible. So if you understand and kind of memorize this, it'll be easier for you in the long run. So the first data column indicates whether the class has access to the member defined by the access level. And as you can see, a class always has access to its own members. The second column indicates whether classes in the same package as the class, regardless of their percentage, have access to the member. The third column indicates whether subclasses of the class declared outside this package have access to the member or not. And of course, the last or the fourth column indicates whether all classes have access to the member. So a nice way to understand and memorize the concept of Java access modifiers. So I hope this helps. Let's move to the next lesson.